Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday, February 23rd, 9:15 a.m. Today I'm going to be taking a walk from beginning on Spring Garden Road at South Park, just before South Park, just left McDonald's. And we're going to be walking all the way up to the north end to Young and Robie and walking through the park. Then taking a couple of jig jogs and then across Robie after that. So, hope you enjoy the walk and let's get going. Right after I get my gimbal straightened out here, then we'll get going. Because I touched something and set it off. Alright. There we go. Back in focus. Okay. Hopefully I don't do that again. Alright, here we go on our little stroll today to the north end. Haven't been up that way for a little while, so I thought might as well take a little stroll. And hopefully it doesn't rain. It's kind of cloudy. It could rain, but I'm hoping it didn't, because I didn't bring my umbrella because it's windy out. And umbrella don't help much in Halifax when the wind's blowing, so you gotta, that's just how that is. I left it home. So I'm hoping to make it without rain. I don't know if I mentioned, it's 9:15 a.m. right now, and it's 3 degrees Celsius, which isn't a bad morning, I don't think. After what we've had, it's been like -3, -5, and now we got a +3. That's not bad. I can live with that. So I hope I don't have any issues with my phone this morning, because I got a coffee in my left hand, and I don't think I can walk through the park because the gate's locked. I don't know what time they open that up. But apparently, I'm too early. It must open at 10 or something. That's all right. We just won't walk through the park. We'll walk around the park. That's what we'll have to do today, because the park is locked right now. So anyways, it's a beautiful day. This is Tuesday. We're starting into our week. We got one day in. This is our second day, and we get today, and we only have 3 more to go. I like to look at the positive side of it. Alright. So tomorrow I won't be out doing videos. I've got a part-time job I do on Wednesdays, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And Thursday and Friday, I'm probably gonna take off, maybe, but we'll see. Depends on how everything goes. The north end is changing rapidly, I must say. Lots of buildings going up in the north end, lots of cranes up in the sky. There's major construction going on in the north end. Anybody that hasn't been around here for a couple of years and comes back won't hardly recognize the place. Changed a lot. And I can't say I really mind change. Change is good. I like seeing things being built, because if nothing ever gets built, then the place is dead. You keep building things and new people coming and new things going on. I'm getting tangled up in my cable. Here we go. My mask is working its way up over my face. There we go. All right. As you can see, we still have lots of snow in the park yet. I would like to walk through there, but couldn't, since the gate's locked and the small doors are locked. Can't go through there. So that's all right. We'll do that. And I did one anyway. I did a couple of videos in the park. One in the summer and one in the winter. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is called the Public Gardens, Halifax Public Gardens. I have 2 videos out on that, a winter one and a summer one. So probably won't do any more in there, but I have got my eye on a few other things I'm going to do just as soon as weather warms up. The very first nice day we get when the weather warms up, we're going to do some other places where I haven't been yet. And I'll be going around some surrounding towns and showing you what they look like as well. So we're not going to just stick to Halifax this summer. We're going to go to, well, I won't say exactly where I'm going, because when you say ahead of time, it may not work out. So we got several places in mind we're going to go and try to do some videos. But if you say beforehand and then it don't work out, something happened, then it's not so good. So I got some feedback from one of my viewers about my microphone. I had this habit of forgetting to put my microphone on. Now we're going down Summer Street. Made a right on Summer. We'll do a jig-jog up here farther and eventually wind up on Robie and then walk across to the north end. As I was saying, I got sidetracked here. As I was saying, I got some feedback from one of my viewers said don't forget to put your microphone in, because it sounds much better through the microphone than it does the mic in the phone, which is very true. So I started a video, I think my last one or the one before my last one, and I forgot to put my mic in till I was, probably 15 minutes into the video, and there was considerable wind out that day. So then I had to stop and go in a place and put my microphone in, which always makes it much better after that. So one of my viewers said, please don't do any more videos without your microphone. It sounds much better. So thank you, that person who said that. I'll try to keep that in mind and try to use my microphone in each and every video. It is much nicer. The microphone's got a little shield cover over it, kind of like a windscreen. Not the total answer, but it cuts the wind way down. And if I get somewhere where it's really windy, then what I do then is just cup my hand around the microphone while the gusts of wind are coming, and that usually takes care of it. So it's a beautiful morning for walking. It's not cold. I got my gloves on, but sometimes my gloves just don't cut it when it's like really, really cold. I'm just making a little adjustment there. There we go. I think my camera might need a little focus. There we go. Okay. I'm back in. All right. So what was I saying there? I got myself sidetracked when my phone got off. Oh yeah, right. Sometimes you wear gloves, but yet if you're out in the cold a long time, if it's like -5, 6, 7, and your hand's just holding the gimbal in place for your phone, your hand can get quite cold just holding that up there, because it's not getting any movement, and it's held up in the air a bit. And when you got your arm down, it gets more blood into it, and so your fingers can get a little tingly. But today is beautiful. My fingers won't be tingling today, and I can walk along and have a great time making this video. And I hope you will enjoy it. We'll just take a look down over the park here. A nice winter scene right down over the park. Isn't that something? You could ski right down through there. So, yes, I did a winter video on this park, and but I thought I'd just stop and show you the overall picture here. So here's the sign from here we are, from the corner of Sackville and Summer. Starkville and Summer Streets on this intersection right here. There's a park for sports right there. I don't know if it's football or if it's soccer maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it's got different purposes. It could be. Could be all kinds of different things. It could be baseball too. I don't know. It's a big sports park anyway with bleachers and lots of room for spectators to sit. But I'm not sure what sports are played there. Probably soccer and football maybe. I don't know. Maybe just one thing. Maybe it's only soccer. It's hard to say. I'm only guessing. I don't know. Well, I'll get turned back down towards the sidewalk here. Try to get a good level on this so you can see the sky and both sides of the sidewalk and everything in between, so it's nice and level. I think that's it right there. Looks pretty good. There, I think that's about it right there. And I see some puddles on this sidewalk too. I gotta get around some of these. I got my sneakers on and they'll hold out a little bit of water, but I don't know if I can get through these puddles here and not get my feet wet. Maybe. I don't think so. I think I can walk on the side. I think if I walk right here, I'll be all right. But I don't think I can get through those puddles and not get my feet wet. There we go. Okay, we're around them. We were in here a couple times and saw this. They have a display of the Egyptian mummies. If you haven't been in there, it's worth looking at. Kind of nice. It's not really scary like the movies of mummies coming to life. No, it's not scary, but it's very nice. And there's a lot of things in there too. A lot of native things like that in there. And you can see it's quite a large building. And it was really good. We had a tour in there, saw all this stuff. A lot of people will never be able to say they've seen an Egyptian mummy. So if you go in and have a look at all that stuff, you'll see them. They've been there quite a while. In fact, the day that we went and saw them last year, the next day was the lockdown. We went there one day before the lockdown. That was the first lockdown. We went one day before that. And the next day, everything was all locked up, and gradually things opened back up a little bit. So I'm not sure whether the museum is open to the public or not. I'm not sure about that one. But when you can, go see it, because it's worth seeing. I was going to go to the last street and go on the other side of that hospital, but I walked right by it because I was talking, not paying attention. So anyways, we'll keep on going. And that's the Halifax Infirmary, in case you're wondering which hospital that is. I know there's at least 3, I think there's 4 hospitals in this area. And a lot of people don't know, but there's one over in Dartmouth too. You go down Eastern Passage down that way, and there's a hospital down there, a big general hospital. That's usually where we go if we have to go to a hospital for anything, because we live in Dartmouth, and so that's our hospital. But a lot of people live in Halifax probably don't even know there's one down there. But there is. We're not far from spring, I can tell you that. We're almost got it behind us. We might have a few more snowy days, but the days are definitely quite a bit longer than they were. A lot more sunshine. It's not terribly cold, and we've almost got it behind us. Just a little bit more, and we'll be into the spring. And I don't know about you, but I'll be tickled to death to start spring. This is there's the intersection here, so I've got to abide by the rules. That hand was a walking when I cut over here, but before I made it, it changed. So I'll come over here and push this button, and maybe I'll get across. Okay, good. Looks like some kind of a construction job getting ready over there, I would say. By the looks of things. And I got a little water problem here. Gotta sidestep a few puddles. Plus the sidewalks are quite wet because the banks of snow are high on the sides, and as they melt, they're running down into the sidewalk, and if the sidewalk has a little dip in it, well, that's where you're going to have a puddle. For the most part, it's not too bad. There's a few puddles, but I'm just looking across the street. It looks drier over there because they don't have banks of snow on that side like we do here. But we'll stick with this for now. And hopefully I don't get my feet wet along the way. That's all I can hope for. Yes, I would say something is going to get built right there. They're just starting to prepare the ground. So I've got to go up one more street to get to Robie, to walk across to the Robie and Young area. So the next intersection, I think, I'll take that street and go up one more street to Robie and go across that way. I think that's a good idea. If I was on the other side of the street, I could go up through that walkway, but I have no way to get through there. So I'll have to stick with this for now. I gotta try to fix my hat. I got a hat on. That's my daughter gave it to me. It's a Batman hat, and I really like it. But it's just there's no tighteners in the back of it, so it's like sometimes it falls forward on my head. And I'll turn my camera around and see what you think if you like this hat. I think it's pretty cool. My daughter had it, and it was too big for her head. She couldn't wear it because I can wear it, but every now and then it slides forward. Unfortunately, it's a one size fits all hat because there's no way to tighten it up. So a little bit larger head would be better for this hat, but it's okay. I really like it. And my daughter's up in Ontario, and we moved back from there. She stayed because of her job, and she got a boyfriend up there, and so she wasn't really in the mood for moving back, which was too bad because we kind of wish she was around. But she's up there and we're down here, but the way it is. I'm going to cross over right here when I get a walk on this one, I think. Would be a good idea. Cross right here. That hotel was renovated completely. The outside was just like, you wouldn't even recognize it from what it looked like before. It doesn't look anything like the hotel it used to be. So it looked really good. Much improvement over what it was. And we are now at Robie. I'm going to go to the other side of the street and walk that side. And I think it might be a little better walk than this side. Busy streets this morning because everybody's on their way to work. It's early yet, and me, I have nothing to do, so I have lots of time. I don't have to hurry for anything, and I retired when I moved back here from Ontario, and I worked for 30 years as a truck driver. And always wished I had more time for this, more time for that, and I was used all up with work. Now I got plenty of time. I really love it because I can go out and do things I want to do, and it's much nicer doing what you want to do rather than what you have to do. I put in my time, so. You know what I really like about being retired? When I fill out my income tax, I have nothing to fill out. All I have to put down is what I got on my pension checks, and that's it. I don't have to claim anything because I get all the money they took out back every year, and my wife can claim whatever deductions we have on her income tax because she's still working. But me, all I do is just send in my 2 T4 slips, and one from Canada Pension and one from my senior check. So that's it. I got them in the mail yesterday, and I'm going to send them in as just as quick as I can. And that's all there is to it. You don't need a tax guy to do that. That's very easy. No paperwork to it, hardly. Well, that's the benefit of being a senior. When you do your taxes, unless you're wearing money. Well, I earn a little bit of money one day a week, but the type of job it is, it's tax. You don't claim it because it's a type of job where doing like helping in the community and helping people who are disabled and that kind of work. If it's not a full-time job, if it's just like 1 day a week, it's tax-free. It's not taxable. So that's the kind of work I do one day a week. Gives me a little coffee money and buy a few other little things and sometimes gifts that come up and things like that. And I don't have to take money from my regular money to do it because I make a little bit of money on doing that. And I'm still drinking the coffee that I bought about an hour ago. Here you go, a commercial for McDonald's. I used to stop at, when I walked up Spring Garden Road, I stop at Tim Hortons and get coffee, but due to the pandemic and the style of that building where Tim Hortons have on Spring Garden Road, it's kind of long and narrow, and they haven't been able to open up the chairs because it's not wide enough. They couldn't. The people coming in and out would be brushing next to the people sitting in the chairs, so they never reopened for dining in. So I discovered that McDonald's isn't too bad right there, and it's not a big room, but it's okay. Usually there's somewhere to sit, and that's working for me. When I go up Spring Garden Road, McDonald's is my spot now. Used to go to Starbucks. What their coffee is like $3 and something. Like it's about somewhere in the ballpark of $3.50 for a coffee, and that's a lot. It's about $1 more than Tim Hortons, and it don't seem like much, but it will add up. Because I drink quite a bit of coffee, and I want to go where a good bargain is. So Starbucks, once in a while I go there. I don't rule it out. I go there once in a while. I like it. I like it, the how it's laid out. You can sit in there as long as you want and look at your stuff on YouTube or whatever, and it's good that way. But yeah, I just don't want to spend money most of the time. So it's either McDonald's or Tim Hortons. Well, let me see. I'm doing pretty good. I'm on Robie, soon be at North Street, and I'm only at 22 minutes in this video right now. I think I'll be about 45 maybe, because I'm not at North Street yet. As you can see, I'm just going by here, the Common, and I still got an intersection or two yet to get over to North Street. And where I'm going is Robie and Young, another hangout of mine. The good thing about Robie and Young is people that are working it, if they're driving a truck or anything like that, there's a big parking lot there. You can drive even tractor trailers in there and park to go get coffee and things. And there's a store there if you need to go to the store. There's actually two Tim Hortons. You can take your pick. There's one in the Esso, and there's one just across the parking lot of full Tim Hortons. And they're owned by the same company. So they make everything over the other one and they carry them over to the one in the Esso. Except they make the coffee over there, but the donuts and that, they carry them over in boxes, and but they make them in the same Tim Hortons. But it's a great area because if you're out working, doing deliveries or anything, it's a great place to stop and take a little break and get a coffee, and I find it's good for socializing too, because sometimes people come in there that I know, not always, but sometimes, and some people I've met there. Tim Hortons, just you know, just sitting around there long enough, you start to talk to people, and so eventually you get, I don't know them all by name, but I talk to people in there casually, but I don't really know their name. Well, the Tim Hortons, I mean the McDonald's coffee has pretty much run its course. It's the last drink I took was kind of cold, so I decided to dump the remainder out and carry my cup until I find a wastebasket. And it don't look like that's going to be too hard to find, since I see one right here. It's been a while since I walked across here. I used to come that way a lot in the summer. Summer I'd walk up through the park and then jig up around the hospital and then come across Robie. I used to walk that way a lot in summer. But winter time, some days it was really cold and I didn't feel like walking that in the cold, so I kind of did things a little different in the winter time. Shorter walks and places where you could go in and warm back up. Kind of strategized a little bit where I would go so I wouldn't freeze. Although I did a couple of videos that took 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and I was out in the cold. But I did it because I wanted to do those videos. And it wasn't all that bad. You keep walking, you'll get warmed up. Hardest part is your fingers. That's the only thing that's hard to keep warm is your fingers. But I'm hoping, not going to worry about it this year, but I hope before next winter I got a pair of electric gloves. Put the batteries in and recharge them, and you can walk along and have nice warm hands. Yeah, and you can stand the cold then. I don't know what they cost, but I would think probably you could get a pair for $100 maybe. I don't know, not sure. But they'd really be worth it. I got a big pair of motorcycle gloves, but I might look a little silly walking down the street with my motorcycle gloves with the frills on them and the chrome studs in them, and I might look a little silly with those on. I had them from my biking days, and the other day I was looking for something. I was looking for this jazz chords book I have, because I'm learning some music that requires suspended chords, and I use some suspended chords. And some of them, I don't really know the name of them, I just use them. And so I wanted to look them up and get a little more proficient with my suspended chords. So I was looking for that book when I came across my old motorcycle gloves. I wish I had them here, I'd show them to you. They got streamers hanging off of them, chrome, a circle in the back of them, and chrome studs. And they're quite the pair of gloves. But to wear them around holding my phone, I don't think so. I don't think they would be something I'd want to walk around with them on my hand. So I think the motorcycle gloves are out. Over the course of my life, I've had 4 motorcycles. My last one was an 1100 Goldwing, and before I started out with when I was just a young fellow, I started out with a Honda 400 Super Sport with a 1976 400 Super Sport. And if you know what those look like, they had a inline 4-cylinder motor with 4 pipes all coming into one pipe. And so I rode it up to Ontario, and while I was up there I replaced the pipes stuff like that. Put all nice new looking chrome on, and I customized the seat and did several things to it. Made it look pretty good. I put a light on the front fender, all kind of stuff like that, and some sharp looking tail lights in the back. And anyways, had that bike for a long time, and it's hard to say exactly what happened to it. I left it with somebody in Ontario, and I came down, and they were supposed to look after it for me, but when I came back up, the bike was gone, and somebody did something with it, so never saw it again. Then my next bike was a Honda 450, that's what it was, which I bought up in Ontario. A Honda 450, called a Honda Matic. You shifted it once and the rest of the gears were automatic. It had a clutch and all that. It wasn't a fully automatic. You could put it in first gear and you could put it in neutral, and then you shifted it once back and then the rest of the gears shifted automatic. It was kind of a crazy deal, but it worked really good. That was a really good bike. Never let me down once. It was just always worked good. Wouldn't say enough about that bike. And I traded it with a guy for a car, because I needed a car worse than I needed the bike. And this guy was a single guy, and he didn't need his car too bad, and he wanted the bike. So we swapped even. And then my third bike was a Yamaha Virago 500. And I had it a while, but didn't keep it a long time. And then my last bike was my 1100 Goldwing, which I rode up and down to Ontario, and put a lot of miles on that bike. That was a smooth running bike, had lots of power. And I had a friend that had a Harley Davidson 1400 cc. So we was going out riding together one day, and he says, do you think it'll keep up with me? I said, I don't know, we'll see. I got out on the highway, and I opened that bike up, and before I knew it, I was out of sight of him. The Harley couldn't touch it. It was so fast. So Goldwings are fast, even though they're big and heavy, they're still fast. So anyway, that was my last bike, which I sold it up in Ontario, and I never got another bike. Now I'm retired, so I don't think I'm going to go out and get another bike, because the idea of upsetting it and breaking bones don't sound appealing. So I don't think I'll be getting another bike. Rather, I'm going to concentrate on other things. My passion now is music, and so if I spend money on something now, it's going to be musical gear. It's not going to be motorcycles. My nephew's son lives out in Alberta, and he sent me a picture on Facebook yesterday of his new motorcycle. He's just young, and he bought a, let me see if I can get it right. It was either a Honda or a Yamaha, but it's a 1100 cruiser type bike. Really nice looking. He bought it used, but it looked just like it was brand new. So really a nice bike. And I bet he's just waiting for the warm weather to come. He had a picture of him sitting on it, and the snow was all around him. I know he's thinking about as soon as it warms up, I'm going to be riding that. But I give up on the bikes now, so. Well, I've been walking along talking. Let's see, I got 30 40 minutes. I got 40 minutes in on this talk. By the time I get up to, I'm going to go hang out at Tim Hortons on Young and Robie. By the time I get there, I should have about 50 minutes in this video, which would be a really nice video. I hope you'll enjoy this little walk across Robie and our little talk and our time together. I hope you enjoy this because I really enjoy making these videos, and if you like it, then that's great. And a lot of people, I realize there's a lot of people out there that can't get out. They're bound in the house because of could be sickness, could be recuperating from a fall, any type of thing to keep you in the house, and you can't get out. So all you can do is watch stuff on your computer, your TV, whatever. Most televisions got YouTube now. You don't even have to do anything. Just click on YouTube and watch videos. The downside is you can't press the like button and the subscribe button with your television. So you got to be on your phone or something for that. I watch a lot of YouTube videos home, but I watch them on the TV. So if I want to subscribe, I have to go on my phone, which I have before, because just for that reason I wanted to subscribe. Sorry. To help people out, because I know what it's like. I like people to subscribe to my videos. And so if it's someone I like their stuff, if I watch it on TV, I'll go open it up on my phone and subscribe to it, because you can't do it on your TV. So anyways, I kind of lost track of my point there. The point I was making was people who are housebound would really appreciate these videos, and I realize that. And these videos are especially for you if you're housebound and can't get out. It's like taking a walk. It's like taking a walk with somebody and you're talking back and forth. Except I can't hear what you're saying, but I hope you're saying, oh, that's nice there. That you're having a comment in yourself on what I'm saying. That'd be really great. We're having a walk together and talking, and that would be nice. Okay. More puddles. More puddles again. Look at all this water down here. And look what I got on my feet. I hope I don't get my feet wet. But I've had them soaked before, and I made it home and got them dried out. And I wasn't any worse for wear, so I'm sure I can survive wet feet again, but it's not pleasant if you're going to be out all day. To have wet feet early in the day. It's better if you can keep them dry. Well, this school right here, I saw on my phone something about where, you know, we go on the Halifax app and it tells you what's going on today and all that. This school has been sold. There's a group of realtors bought it, and it's going to be turned into condos and shops and things, and it's a big piece of land. It takes up a major, it's going to be one of the biggest construction jobs in the city when they tear down the school and get ready to build something. So I was just saying, the building's sold, and I guess it looks like they'll be doing something with it finally. I used to walk by that and say, man, I wish somebody could buy that school and do something with it. It's an eyesore. It looks like a slum here with how it looks. So I'm really happy that it has been sold and something's going to get made out of it before too long, which is really great. That will be nice to see something built here that's going to add to the street and to the city. Well, here I am at Almond and Robie. Not far now to Robie and Young. I think this is where I picked up Beverly's walking tour the other night. She was at Almond and Agricola, I think, when I turned on my phone. I was working in the kitchen, getting supper ready, because that's what I do when I'm home, because my wife is working, so I was busy making supper. I didn't watch the whole, it was a walking stream. She was streaming it, so I watched part of it. Didn't see it all because I had work to do in the kitchen, but I tried what I could. And that's where she was. So I sent a little message. I said, you're walking around in my area now. Because I hang out here a lot. And I live way over in Dartmouth, and I spend more time in this area than I do over in Dartmouth. And there's a reason that I spend a lot of time over here. Because I think I told you before that on Wednesdays I take out a guy for coffee that's got Alzheimer's, and we usually come down here to Young and Robie and hang out here for an hour or so, and then we do other things. But that's one reason I hang out here. Is Wednesdays I always come here, and on Tuesdays my wife usually has a short day. She drives a courier truck, but she has a short day, and she usually has about a half an hour, 45 minutes when she hangs out here in the corner, and she knows I'll be here, so we hook up for for whatever, 45 minutes or whatever, and have coffee and talk. Then she goes back to work, and I go my way until I see her at night. So that's just something we do. And I started coming over for that, but then I started walking over here and doing some videos and things, and ended up, I'm over here more than I am over in my own area. Oh, this is my hangout area, Young and Robie. So if you're ever walking over here and you see a guy with a gimbal in his hand and a Batman hat on, you got gray hair, that's me. You can stop and say, hey Walker, and I've seen your videos. I'm a friendly guy, you can do that. I won't get excited, and I don't mind if a stranger come up to me and says, I saw your videos on YouTube. No, that won't bother me. So you can do that, all right? So I don't even know exactly what time it is right now, because my phone don't show it when I'm doing a video. So maybe some phones do, I don't know, but my phone doesn't. All it shows me is it's got a meter on there for my microphone, show how loud I'm talking, and it shows how many minutes and seconds I've been talking, how long this video's been going. That's all it shows. I can't see the time and all that kind of stuff. I think if you send me a text, that'll come on the screen, but I wouldn't try to respond to it while I'm doing the video, because I'd probably wreck it. So I've done well on this one. I haven't had to stop and start it. It's gone all the way through with no issues, which is always good, because then when my son helps me process it on the computer and get it ready to get out there. So it's always good for him if it's always in one piece, and there wasn't any issues with the phone. So here I am at Tim Hortons. Once again, Tim Hortons on the corner of Young and Robie. My favorite place. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here, and we'll look out across the parking lot. There's the Esso over there, and you see how busy it is with trucks today. This is a great place for trucks to come in, because lots of room to park. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because the more subscribers I get, that's great. And hit the like button, and also that little bell, It's the notification bell. Hit that too, and then I'll send you a notification every video that comes out. Right now, I think I'm up around 50 videos, something like that. So every video I make, you'll get a notification and you can look at it. On that note, I hope you have a really good day, and it is for me. Bye for now. Later.